is not beating South Africa physically, but Ghana is actually dealing with South Africans because President John Dramani Mahama just got a backing from the AU to treat the xenophobic attacks that are going on in South Africa as an official agenda.
Ghana is deeply concerned about the recent incidents of xenophobic attacks against our citizens in South Africa.
You calm down. Let me explain to you. So, after the 30th June march, South Africans made the entire Africa aware that there is no way they are going to stop until all illegal foreigners leave their country. And that every single Thursday, which was said by Jacinta Zuma, they were going to march. It is marching till they win. So today is the 23rd of July 2026. I scouted the entire internet to see if South Africans marched today. And I've not seen a single video of them marching today. And if I were South Africans, I would not march. Because Ghana and the Ghanaian president is taking the entire xenophobic attacks matter to a different level. While South Africans are using sticks, the Ghanaian president is actually using pen. Because if you will all remember, I came to tell you that Ghana on Monday sent the entire xenophobic attack matter to the ECOWAS, backed by Nigeria, and they told the board that they really want their votes to send the entire xenophobic attacks that are going on in South Africa to an AU meeting, the next AU summit, which at the end of the meeting, ECOWAS actually endorsed them. Thankfully, there was actually an AU extraordinary summit on health, ending HIV and all of that, and it was held in Ghana. So the chairperson of AU, Ali Mumud Yusuf, was here in Ghana about 2 days ago, right? So when they were having the conversations, the meetings, the program and all that, there was also one program that was held at the Jubilee House. President John Dramani Mahama brought it up that the xenophobic attacks that are going on in South Africa. That is when the AU chairperson was like, say less, don't talk too much. Because whatever that is happening in South Africa is of concern to all of us. In fact, it's not only Ghanaians that are being attacked. Other nationals from other African countries are also being attacked. And even he himself, he was in South Africa about a month ago. And the presidents and the government of South Africa went ahead to assure him that they condemn what is going on in South Africa. But then, he is saying otherwise. Because the perpetrators, they are there. No one is doing anything to them.
Xenophobic attacks on Africans, not only Ghanaians, African citizens from many countries in South Africa is something that is really a big source of concern for the Commission. I was in South Africa a month ago. I met President Ramaphosa, and I met Minister Lamola. The statement, the official statement is that we condemn that. We do not support that. And they made it even with me in a press conference with the foreign minister. He said if there are illegal migrants in South Africa, they have to be handled through the proper channels of the law of the country. This is the statements. But at the same time, we see that these people who are harassing, our African fellow citizens are free to do whatever they want. That's terrible. That's something that, sometimes makes us very sad. And sometimes you see people in uniforms just watching what's happening just next to them.
A few days ago, he was watching the television and he saw that a Mozambican woman decided to destroy everything that he has worked 20 years for, 2 decades for. Decided to destroy everything because the match organizers were on her and she decided not to leave her things for them.
And yesterday I was watching the news. A Mozambican lady was destroying her own, shop, so that she do not, leave it to these people who are coming to, take it over. She was destroying herself, her shop. She has been working there for 20 years.
And that particular video that he was talking about is this video.
Umonakalo wokuqala khona wesifazane efuna imali engango 100,000 kusihlalo wenhlangano yosomabhizinisi emthonjaneni ethi ngeke kwazi ukuhamba ishiya impahla yakhe ayithenge ngemali engaphezulu ka 100,000 ugcine sehlela ke abafuni ngisho nalokho
So President Mahama joined him, answered him and said, yes, so that's what they say. They will say that we should not label it as xenophobic attacks, but that is what is happening. In fact, President Ramaphosa, that's the president of South Africa, sent some of his delegates to come and visit me. So we have, diplomatic conversations and all that we should sweep the entire thing under the carpet. But I made them aware that when these things happen and then we sweep them under the carpet, other African countries will be copying. So there are some things that we should take it out there. The AU should discuss it. At least it's going to give South Africa the platform to explain in details what exactly they are doing in their country.
It doesn't appear that the South African authorities are responding to the magnitude that one would expect them to do. The persons who are funding these xenophobic attacks are known, and they've been left free to continue to do what they want to do, and so it's become something they are doing with impunity.
And just for our short information, the next person to be the AU chairperson is President John Dramani Mahama. So chairperson Ali Yusuf is actually going to pass the entire chairmanship to the Ghanaian president, President John Dramani Mahama, right? But on the issue that some delegates were sent by the SA president to President John Dramani Mahama, I saw an entire press or a post or a tweet from the International Relations Minister of South Africa, Honorable Ronald Lamola, right? He posted on his X platform that he has actually gone to meet, that's about 1 day ago, so that was like yesterday. He has actually gone to meet the president of Ghana, and they've spoken about the fact that South Africa is rejecting the xenophobic claim. They stand on laws, they are going to use their law, they still abide by the policies of the AU, the agenda of the AU, that is African Union. So they stand for African unity, right? He said that yesterday I met with His Excellency President Mahama of Ghana as a special envoy on behalf of President Ramaphosa in Accra. We engaged in an open dialogue on key issues impacting both our nations. We understood our position against all forms of intolerance. We categorically reject xenophobia. So, there is one thing that I see about every post from a diplomatic person or a minister, a presidential staffer, or the government themselves. That's one thing that I have seen that they always say. They always say that whatever that is happening in South Africa is not xenophobic. It's not xenophobia. They condemn that term. They don't like it. Said, we categorically reject xenophobia, racism, homophobia, and violence in all forms, and remain steadfast in upholding the rule of law. So they still stand by the rule of law. If we actually heard the AU High Commissioner very well, he said that there are points that he has seen videos where the police, they were present and people were being attacked. And the police stands for the government. So if the police is doing that, are you condemning it or you are actually affirming it? That's the question I want to know. I will always end my presentation with the fact that South Africans do have a concern. Whatever that is happening there is actually of a concern. Yes, there are people that are taking advantage of illegal foreigners. If I am to pay a citizen 500 cedis to work for me, and an illegal foreigner who is very, very broke accepts 150 cedis, I will employ the one that is the illegal foreigner that is very, very broke, give the person that 150 cedis, and term the person that will not accept the 150 cedis as lazy. So I actually understand their worry and their plea, but the way they are going about it, the way they are solving their entire problem, is what we have problem with. Kindly leave what you think in the comment section. This is Gossip 24. Please do me a favor to subscribe if you've not, you like, and then you share. The room is bright because my name is Light. Bye.